So I'm going to attempt to make a video about this William McNeil Jr. case in Florida. I'm well aware, because I already did it, that I could search this app and find, I don't know, 27 gajillion videos of that man getting a piss out of him by some cops. The second I post a single second of that, the video will get taken down and they'll threaten to ban my account because I'm a terrorist or something. But I think I can sanitize this down in such a way that I could point some things out on what I've seen and make a decent video. We're going to try. Here we go.
The truth is, William McNeil Jr. was non-compliant with JSO officers within 21 seconds after he was stopped for multiple civil infractions. His non-compliance quickly rose to the level of criminal resistance to a police officer.
Yeah, we'll cover that whole non-compliance thing in a little bit.
The State Attorney's Office once again has reviewed the case materials and determined that Officer Bauer's actions are not criminal.
Yeah, I included this one because it'll be relevant later on as well. Sorry if it feels like I'm stringing you along. I'll get to it, I promise.
After this traffic stop on February 19, 2025, McNeil was arrested for resisting a police officer without violence, driving on a suspended driver's license, and possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana. On February 20th, 2025, McNeil pled guilty to and was adjudicated guilty of resisting a police officer without violence and driving on a suspended driver's license. Those pleas of guilty were accepted by a local judge who found them to have been factual basis and to have been voluntarily made by McNeil.
Yeah, I noticed he was charged with 3 charges, but he only pled guilty to 2 charges. You just didn't dangle that 3rd charge in front of him and tell him that if he was a good boy and said he was bad about these 2 things, that you would throw that 3rd one out and it would keep him out of prison, did you? Because it seems as though you're using this as a way to say, well, he was cool with getting the beat out of him by our guys. He pled guilty, right? He said he was guilty. He said he deserved to have the beat out of him on the side of the road that day for nothing.
After the resolution of this criminal case, McNeil took custody of his cell phone, the one he presumably used to record the footage that was shared on social media, on March 5th, 2025. At no time, February to now, did McNeil contact JSO to file a complaint, nor share with the agency the cell phone footage that is circulated on social media. As I said earlier, immediately upon becoming aware of this footage, JSO began a criminal and administrative investigations into the incident. Had McNeil filed a complaint, JSO would have started this investigation at that time. But we were not aware of this allegation or of improper use of force before this weekend.
I said I'd go back to a couple of things. This would be one right here. You said that the state's attorney looked into it and that your officers were just Boy Scouts that day, right? In your press conference, and I'm not going to include this clip in the video, you say that anytime there's a use of force, you also investigate it. And whether or not you knew about this video, you do have body camera footage that shows your officers beating the hell out of this guy on the side of the road. In the middle of the damn road. You're punching him, grinding his face into the street. It's terrible what your guys did to this man. But the only reason you didn't look into it at all is because you didn't know he recorded it himself? Wow.
The law requires that a person comply with the police officer's commands during a traffic stop. This is extremely important. There are not options. If you disagree, take care of it someplace else, but not on the side of the road.
So here's that other thing I said I'd come back to. The law does require that you comply with lawful commands. And this traffic stop that they pulled here is bullshit. Every bit of it is bullshit. We'll just roll right into the video. Now remember, the stated reason for this stop was that he wasn't wearing his seatbelt and that he didn't have his headlights on. Notice, this is the camera from inside of the car that's initiating the stop. He doesn't take his seatbelt off. That's weird. Rules for thee, but none for me. He doesn't remove a seatbelt here. And you'll also notice that his headlights are not on. You see that? See that right there? You'll get a better look in a minute. There you go. That's a little better view. Now watch as the backup, the very first backup car comes into the frame over here. Watch it. No headlights either. Huh. You'll even hear a crunch on the end there. That's the car that just pulled in with no headlights on to the traffic stop over no headlights, smashing a citizen's car into the front of the car that pulled him over to begin with. They just show so much respect for the people who they are here to protect and serve. And now here comes the third car with no headlights on to the traffic stop over no headlights being on. I wish I had body camera from those other cops. I'll bet they weren't wearing their seatbelts either. And then I hope this shot right here doesn't get me banned for being a terrorist. I put the thing over the guy on the ground, but as you can see, another car is pulled in and they don't have their headlights on either. Yeah, I ran out of daylight. You'll have that on these big jobs. I don't think I could say it any better than the good sheriff does right here.
Don't try to talk the public into what they saw. They just saw the same videos you saw.
Yep, we sure did. Now, would you mind telling me what the you're talking about when you say this?
So I'll leave there. I'll go with. Go ahead.
One of the
Jake.
discrepancies people are seeing between the police report and what we saw in the video, maybe what we saw in that video was the allegation that McNeil had reached down for the knife.
Where'd you see? What police report did you see that in?
In the arrest report for McNeil. Do you see that when you're watching?
No, actually, I don't see where his hands are. I can't assume, Jake. No one can assume. I operate and we operate off facts and facts alone. Actually, I don't see where his hands are. 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 Actually, I don't see where his hands are.